What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the Wolf Among Us 2 in 2024. This is the game's year. Now, in reality, there's plenty of things that needs to happen in 2024 with this game, but to simplify it, and really the first, thing to say with this game is we need some sort of evidence from them, from Telltale, some showing, right? Gameplay, trailer, whatever, announcement video. We need first something that says, hey, this is still happening just as you have thought it's been happening, for years. We showed you the trailer. The trailer's still freaking awesome, for this game, and we're still doing it. And the reason I say that is, 2023 was not the year, we thought it was going to be for this game. I thought that this game would have been out by now. And I think you could probably go back a year or so ago. If we're talking about some of my most anticipated games for 2023, yeah, Alan Wake's on there. Hogwarts Legacy's on there. Wolf Among Us is also on there. I guess maybe even Hellblade 2 is on there. It's not the only game that's slipped out of the year, but it was an early one, right? This was actually one very early in the year that just said, hey, we're not going to make it, right? We're not doing it, so we're delaying it. Now, when they delayed it to 2024, that's all they said. We don't know when in 2024, nothing. And, I mean, okay, well, if you just did that, well, delays happen in the industry, right? It's okay. Well, that's not the only thing that happened. Then we had, 2023 in general was not the greatest year for retaining talent in the gaming industry, right? Many people think like 5, 6, 7,000 employees across, all of the gaming developers that are out there were laid off in 2023. And Telltale was no exception. The thing that's very worrying with Telltale was the reports that Wolf Among Us is gone. This is not going to happen, and most, if not all of the team that was working on this game, they're all destroyed, and they're all let go. And then Telltale does a statement saying, no, people were laid off, but they're not going to say the number. People were laid off, but the game is unaffected. The game's still going to continue. That's what we got. Thinking about it, it was kind of a terrible year for for Wolf Among Us in 2020. Anything that happens in 2024, except for canceling it, okay? Except for that, anything would be better than what we got this year. Because this year, we got a delay till God knows when in a year. We did get a year, but you don't know when in the year. We also got reports that the entire studio's gone. Again, Telltale's gone again. And then I guess the third and final thing is it was confirmed that Telltale was affected, and they did experience layoffs. They didn't say how bad it was, and they said it was going to be fine, but that's said all the time. So why am I looking at this so, Alex, you're looking at it not very positively. This is one of my most anticipated. This is a game, the first game, I genuinely love. I still think it is a phenomenal video game. I think it's one of the better games ever created. I love this game. I think they can do it with the second game. I really think they can nail it. But, it needs to come out. It needs to have, people working on it. So, yeah, when it comes to 2024, there's a few things that need to happen. Again, first thing is I think you need more than just a statement. You need, to be honest with you, I think you need, a release window. If you don't want to give a date, I guess I get it, especially if it's in the fall, right? If you say, hey, Wolf Among Us 2, we're going strong. It's coming out. Say we're in 2024. It's coming out this year, and it's coming out in the fall. That's all I really need, at least to start. Obviously, you need a little bit more. We haven't seen pure gameplay. So some sort of gameplay, showcase or, showing off the game, that would be nice. Now, where do you do that? Well, really, the only times we've ever seen this game has been through Jeff Keighley. Jeff Keighley announced it at the Game Awards, and Jeff Keighley seemingly went to the studio, did a sit-down, with a bunch of the developers, and he premiered that trailer, and he talked to them. Those are the only 2 times we've ever seen this game, and literally seen it. And it's through him. So that does worry me because he does a lot of shows, but he doesn't do shows in the spring or winter after the Game Awards. So if we're waiting for him, then you might be waiting till June. You might be waiting till Summer Game Fest. I don't really want to wait till June. I mean, I will. It doesn't really matter what we say or think, right? We're going to have to, live with it. But we might have to wait till June. Otherwise, they can obviously do it on their own. But I'm just going, honestly, just going through history. They, whatever reason, they're with Jeff here. So, not that they have to. But for me, I would honestly say a roadmap, and it would make sense. If you told me, a year from now, if you recap the year and you said, okay, well, in June of 2024, They showed the game off again. It looked great. They showed gameplay, and they said the release date was September or October, whatever, of 2024. Remember, when we heard about this game a long time ago, it was still going to be, I believe, episodic, but the idea was that they would have pretty much the whole game done, much like they did kind of with The Expanse with Deck 9, where game's pretty much finished. They just put the episodes out, like every 2 or so weeks. That was like the format for what they talked about with Wolf Among Us. Maybe it was going to, I think they said monthly, but that was like almost 2 years ago, right? So like things could have changed, but last we heard, this game would be a similar situation. It would be done, relatively done, and it would come out, maybe every couple weeks, maybe every month or so, and you would just do all 5 episodes, and that's how they would do it. I hope it happens. Like, honestly, I like episodic games, too. Like, that's another thing. Like, I actually am kind of in support of doing episodic games, like, literally doing it like that. I like that. Even, like, Don't Nod and Deck 9, even with, like, Life is Strange True Colors, they stopped that. It's episodically, but it's in the game. So you get the full game, and it's just broken into episodes in the game. And it's like, it's almost the same thing, but it's not. I like this. Like, I'm in support of it. So I hope it happens. It actually is, like, terrible. And it's very sad to me that we're even talking about the idea that they're in, like, a prove-it situation. But Telltale has been so up and down. They did go bankrupt. They came back to life. They're experiencing issues again. The Expanse, I think, to me, it was a disappointment. I didn't like the game almost at all. And for this, like, this is their full return, right? They need to nail Wolf Among Us. If they don't nail it, I think they're gone again. And I don't want, because I think they're very talented. I think there's a spot in the gaming industry for games like this and for Telltale just in general. So hopefully this game comes out next year. I think it kind of has to consider, like, in order to make all this stuff work, because it was supposed to come out this year. Like, we should have already had it, and you delay it without really giving any other, info to it. So 2024 needs to be the year. It really does. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you're subscribed, bell icon turned on. Obviously, if there's any news on this, I'll for sure cover it. And I hope to see you all on the next one.